Hare Krishna, Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 1st. Janaka said, how can knowledge be acquired? How can liberation be attained? How is renunciation possible? Tell me this. Ashtavakra replied, O child, if you aspire for liberation, my child, shun the object of senses as poison and seek forgiveness, sincerity, kindness, and contentment, and truth as nectar. You are neither earth nor water nor fire nor space. In order to attain liberation, know the self as your witness of all this and consciousness itself. If you detach yourself from the body and rest in consciousness, you will at once be happy, peaceful, and free from bondage. You do not belong to any Brahmana or any other caste or to any ashrama, or you are not perceived by the senses, unattached, formless, and witness of all, are you be happy. Virtue and vice, pleasure and pain are of the mind, not of you, O all-pervading one. You are neither doer nor enjoyer. Verily, you are ever free. You are the one seer of all and are really ever free. Verily, this alone is your bondage, that you see yourself not as the seer but as something else. Who have bitten by the great black serpent of egoism? I am the doer. Drink that nectar of faith, I am not the doer, and be happy. Burn down the forest of ignorance with the fire of conviction that I am the one and pure consciousness, and be free from grief and be happy. You are that consciousness, bliss, supreme bliss, in and upon which this universe appears superimposed like a snake on a rope. Live happily. He who considers himself free is free indeed, and he who considers himself bound remains bound. As one thinks, so one becomes, is a popular saying in the world, and it is quite true. The self is witness, the all-pervading, perfect one, free, consciousness, actionless, unattached, desireless, and quiet. Though illusion, it appears as if it is of the world, subject to ever-repeating cycle of birth and death. Having given up external and internal self-modifications and the illusion I am the reflected individual self, meditate on Atma as immutable consciousness and non-dual. He who considers himself free is free indeed, and he who considers himself bound remains bound. As one thinks, so one becomes, is a popular saying. The self is witness, all-pervading, free, consciousness, actionless, unattached, desire, and though illusion it appears as disease of the world, having given up external and internal self-modification and the illusion, and I am the reflected individual self, meditate on Atma's immutable consciousness and non-dual. My child, you have long been caught in the noose of body consciousness. Sever it with the sword of knowledge, I am consciousness, and be happy. You are unattached, actionless, self-effulgent, and without any blemish. This indeed is bondage that you practice meditation. You pervade this entire universe, and this universe exists in you. You are really pure consciousness by nature. Do not be small minded. You are unconditioned, immutable, formless, and full disposition of unfathomable intelligence and unperturbed desire consciousness alone. Know that which has form to be unreal and formless to be permanent. Though this spiritual injunction, you will skip the possibilities of rebirth. Just as the mirror exists within and without the image reflected in it, so the Supreme Self exists inside and outside the body. Just as the same all pervading space is inside and outside a jar, so the eternal all pervasive Brahma exists in all things. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 2. Janaka said, "O I am spotless, tranquil, pure consciousness beyond nature, and this time I have been merely duped by illusion. As I alone reveal this body, even so do I reveal this universe. Therefore, mine is all this universe, and verily nothing is mine. Who, having renounced the universe together with the body, I now perceive the Supreme Soul, Self, through the secret of wisdom. As a wave, foam, and bubbles are not different from water, so the universe emanating from the Self is not different from it. As a cloth, when analyzed, is found to be nothing but thread, so the universe, when analyzed, is nothing but the Self. Just as the sugar generated in sugar cane is wholly pervaded by that juice, so the universe produced in me is permeated by me through and through. The world appears from the ignorance of the self and disappears with the knowledge of the self, just as the snake appears from the non cognition of rope and disappears with its recognition. Light is my very nature, I am no longer than light. When the universe manifests verily, then it is I that shine. Oh, the universe appears in me, conceived through ignorance, just as silver appears in the mother of pearl, and smoke in the rope, and water in the sunbeam. Just as the jug dissolves into clay, a wave into water, bracelet into gold, so the universe which has emanated from me will dissolve into me. Wonderful am I, adoration to myself, who knows no decay and survive even the destruction of the world, from Brahma down to the clump of grass. Wonderful am I, adoration to myself, through with the body, and one who neither go anywhere nor come from anywhere, but abides pervading this nature. Wonderful am I, adoration to myself, there is none so capable as I, who am bearing the universe of all eternity without touching it with the body. Wonderful am I, adoration to myself, who have nothing or all that is the thought and spoken of. Knowledge, knower, and knowable. These three do not exist in reality. I am that stainless self in which this trade appears through ignorance. Oh, the root of misery is duality. There is no other remedy for it except the realization that all objects of experience are unreal and that I am pure one consciousness and bliss. I am pure consciousness. Through ignorance, I have imposed limitations upon myself, constantly reflecting in this way. I am abiding in the Absolute. I have neither bondage nor freedom. Having lost its support, the illusion has ceased. Oh, the universe, though exists in me, does not in reality so exist. I have known for certain that the body and the universe are nothing and the self is pure consciousness alone. So, what is it now possible to base imagination? Body, heaven, hell, bondage, and freedom, so also fear, all these are mere imaginations. So, what I have to do with all this, whose nature is pure consciousness? Oh, I do not find any duality, even the multitude of human beings, therefore, has become like wilderness. To what should I attach myself? I am not this body, nor I have a body. I am not a jiva. I am pure consciousness. This indeed was my bondage that I thirst for life. Oh, in me, the limitless ocean, on the rising of the wind of the mind, diverse waves of the worlds are produced forthwith. With the calming of the wind of the mind in the infinite ocean of myself, the arc of the universe, unfortunately for Jiva, the trader meets destruction. How wonderful in me the shoreless ocean, the waves of individual selves according to their nature rise, strike each other, play for a time and disappear. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 3. Having known yourself as really indestructible and one, how is it that knower of the self and serene feel attached to the acquisition of wealth? Alas, as greed arises from the illusion of silver caused by ignorance of the mother of pearl, even so arises attachment to the objects of illusory perception from ignorance of the self. Having known yourself to be that in which universe appears like waves on the sea, why do you run about like a miserable being? After hearing oneself to be pure consciousness and surprisingly beautiful, how can one yet be deeply attached to the sensual objects and thus become impure? It is strange that the sense of ownership should still continue in the while one who has realized self in all and all in the self. It is strange that one abiding in the supreme non-duality and intent on liberation should yet to be subject to lust and weakened by the practice of anomalous pastimes. It is strange that knowing lust to be an enemy of knowledge and a man who has grown extremely weak and reached his last days should yet be eager for sensual enjoyment. It is strange that one who is unattached to the object of this world and the next who discriminates the eternal form of the transit and who longs for emancipation should yet fear dissolution of the body. The high fated and feasted or tormented, the serene person ever sees the absolute true self and is thus neither gratified nor angry. The high souled person witnessing his body acting is as if it were another's. As such, how can be disturbed by praise or blame? Realizing this universe as mere illusion and losing all curiosity, how can one of steady mind yet fear the approach of death? With whom we can compare the greatness one who is content with self knowledge and does not hanker even after liberation? Why should that steady mind who knows the object of perception to be its very nature nothing consider one thing acceptable and another unacceptable? He who has given up bodily attachment from mind, who is beyond the pales of opposite, who is free from desire, to him no experience coming as a matter of course cause either pleasure or pain. Ashta, with whom we can compare the great soul who is content with self knowledge and do not hanker even after liberation. Why should that steady mind, one who is know the object of perception, to be in its very nature nothing consider one thing acceptable and another unacceptable? He who has given up bodily worldly attachment from his mind, who is beyond the pales of opposite, who is free from desires, to him no experience coming as a matter of course cause either pleasure or pain. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 4. Janaka said, O the man of understanding, the knower of the self, who plays the game of life, has no similarity to the deluded beast of the burden of the world. O the yogin does not feel elated abiding in that state, which Indra and all other gods hanker after, thus become unhappy. Surely the heart of one who has known the self is not touched by virtue and vice, just as the sky is not touched by smoke, even though it appears to be. Who can prevent the great soul, one who has known this entire universe to be the self alone, from acting spontaneously? Of the four kinds of created beings, from Brahma down to the clump of the grass, it is wise one who is alone capable of renouncing desire and aversion. Rare is the man who knows the self as one without a second, as a lord of the universe. He does what he considers worth doing and has no fear from any quarter. Chapter 5th. Ashtavakra said, you are free from contact with anything whatsoever. Therefore, pure as you are, what do you want to renounce? Destroy the body complex and in this way enter into the state of dissolution. The universe arises from you like bubbles rising in the sea. Thus, knowing to be the self to be the one and in the way enter into the state of dissolution. The universe, because it is unreal, being manifested like a snake in the rope, does not exist in you who are pure, even though it is present to the senses. Therefore, in this way, enter into the state of dissolution. You are the perfect and the same in misery and happiness, hope and despair, life and death. Therefore, in this way, enter into the state of dissolution. Chapter 6. Boundless as I am, and the phenomenal world is jet like jar in this is knowledge. So it has neither to be renounced nor respected nor destroyed. I am like the ocean and the universe is like the wave. This is knowledge. It has neither to be renounced nor respected nor destroyed. I am like mother of pearl and the illusion of the universe is like silver. This is knowledge. So it has neither to be renounced nor respected. I am indeed in all beings and all beings are in me. This is knowledge, neither to be renounced, accepted, or destroyed. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 6. Janaka said, in me, the boundless ocean, the arc of universe, moves hither and thither, impelled by the wind of its own inherent nature. I am not impatient. In me, the limitless ocean, like let the wave of the world rise and vanish itself, I neither increase or decrease thereby. In me, the boundless ocean is the imagination of the universe. I am quite tranquil and formless. In this way alone do I abide. The self is not in the object, nor in the object in the self, which is infinite and stainless. Thus it is free from attachment and desire, and tranquil. In this alone do I abide. For I am really consciousness itself. The world is like juggler's show, so how and where can be any thought of rejection and expectance in me? Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 8. It is the bond, Ashtavakra said, it is the bondage when mind desires or grieves at anything, rejects or accepts anything, and feels happy or angry at anything. Liberation is attained when the mind does not desire or grieve or reject or accept or feel happy or angry. It is the bondage when mind is attached to any sense experience. It is the liberation when the mind is detached from all sense experience. When there is no I, there is liberation, and when there is I, there is a bondage. Considering thus easily refrain from accepting or rejecting anything. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 9. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 8. Chapter 9. Ashtavakra said, duties done and not done, as well as the prayer of opposite when they do cease, and for whom, knowing thus, be desireless and intent on renunciation through complete indifference to the world. Rare indeed, my child, is that blessed person who desires for life, enjoyment, and learning, having extinguished by observing the ways of men. The wise man becomes calm by realizing that all verily is vitiated by threefold misery and intransient, unsubstantial, and contemptible, and should be rejected. What is the time and that age in which the pair of opposite do not exist for men? One who, quitting those, is content with what comes of itself, attains perfection. What man is there who, having observed the diversity of opinions among great seers and saints and yogis, and becomes completely indifferent to learning and does not attain quietude? He who gains knowledge of the true nature of pure consciousness by complete indifference to the world, by equanimity and by reasoning, and by save himself from the rounds of birth and death, is he not really the spiritual guide? Look upon the modifications of the elements as nothing in reality but the primary element themselves, and you will at once be free from bondage and abide in your true self. Desire alone are the words. Do you therefore renounce them all? The renunciation of desire is the renunciation of the world. Now you may live anyway. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 10. Ashtavakra said, cultivate your indifference to everything, having given up karma, which is the enemy, artha, worldly prosperity, which is attended with mischief, and dharma, performance of good works, which is the cause of these two. Look upon friends, land, wealth, houses, wives, present, and other such marks of good fortune as a dream or a juggler's show lasting only for few days. Know that wherever there is a desire, there is the world. Be taking yourself to firm non-attachment, go beyond desire and be happy. Bondage consists only in desire, and destruction of desire is said to be liberation. Only by non-attachment to the world does one attain the constant joy of realization of the self. Kingdoms, sons, wives, bodies, and pleasures have been lost to you birth after birth, even though you are attached to them. Enough of prosperity, desires, pious deeds. The mind did not find repose in the dreary forest of the world. For how many births have you not done hard and painful work with the body, with the mind, and with speech? Therefore, cease at least today. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 11. He who has realized that change in the form of existence and destruction is in the nature of things easily finds repose, being unperturbed and free from pain. He who has known for certain that Ishvara is the creator of all and there is none else here becomes peaceful. With all his inner desires sets at rest, is not attached to anything whatsoever. He who knows for certain that adversity and prosperity comes in their own time, though effects of past action is ever contended, has all his senses under control, neither desires nor grieves. He who knows for certain that happiness and misery, birth and death are due to the effects of past actions, does not find anything to accomplish, and thus become free from care, is not attached even though engaged in actions. He who have realized that it is the care and nothing else that breed misery in the world becomes free from it and is happy and peaceful and even rid of desires. I am not this body and neither body is mine. I am consciousness itself. He who have realized this for certain does not remember what he has done and what he has not done, as if he has attained the state of absoluteness. I am indeed in everything from Brahma down to the clump of grass. He who knows this for certain becomes free from conflict of thought, pure and peaceful and free from care for what is attained and what is not attained. He who knows for certain that this manifold and wonderful universe is nothing, becomes desireless and pure consciousness and finds peace as if nothing exists. Ashtavakra Gita chapter 12. Janaka said, I become intolerant first of physical action and then of extensive speech, then of thought. Thus I do by firmly abide. Having no attachment for sound and other sense objects, the self not being an object of perception, mind is freed from distraction and is one pointed. Thus, therefore, I do firmly abide. An effort has to be made for concentration when the distraction of mind owing to superimposition. Seeing this to be a rule, thus do I firmly abide. Having nothing to accept or nothing to reject, and having neither joy or sorrow, thus do I firmly abide. A stage of life or no stage of life, meditation, control of mental function, finding that this cause of destruction to me, thus verily do I firmly abide. Abstention from action is as much as outcome of ignorance as the performance of action. Knowing this truth fully well, thus do I firmly abide. Thinking of the unthinkable one, the one only one has to recourse to form of thought. Thus, giving up that thought, do I firmly abide. Blessed is the man who has accomplished this. Blessed is he who is by such a nature. Uh, Chapter 13. Janaka said, the tranquility which is born of the consciousness that there is nothing but the self is rare, even for who wears a loincloth. Therefore, give up renunciation and expectation. I live happily. There is trouble of the body here, trouble of the tongue, trouble of the mind elsewhere. Having renounced this in life, supreme goal, I live happily. Fully realizing that nothing whatsoever is really done by self, I do whatever present itself to be done, so I live happily. The yogis are attached to the body instead upon action or inaction. Owing to this absence of association and dissociation, I live happily. No good or evil occurs in me by staying, going, or sleeping, so whatever I stay, go, or sleep, I live happily. I do not lose by sleeping nor gain by striving, so give up the thoughts of loss and elation, I live happily. Observing again and again the inconsistency of pleasure and pain under different circumstances, have renounced good and evil and I live happily. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 14. Janaka said, he verily has his recollections of worldly life exhausted, who is empty minded by nature, who thinks of sense objects involuntarily, and who is as if it were awake through asleep. When desires have melted away, where then are my riches, my friends? Where are robbers in the form of sense objects? Where the scriptures and where knowledge? As I have realized the Supreme Self, who is the witness and the Lord, I have become indifferent to both bondage and liberation. I feel no anxiety for emancipation. The different conditions of one who is within is devoid of doubts, but outwardly moves about at his own pleasure like a deluded person, can only be understood by those like him. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 15. Ashtavakra said, A man of pure intellect realizes the self given by instruction causally important. A man of impure intellect is bewildered in trying to realize the self even after inquiring through whole life. Non-attachment for sense object is liberation, love for sense object is bondage. Such verily is knowledge. Now do as you please. This knowledge of truth makes an eloquent, wise, and active person mute, inert, and inactive. Therefore, it is shunned by those who wants to enjoy the world. You are not this body, and not this body is yours. You are not the doer nor enjoyer. You are consciousness self, the eternal witness, and free and go about happily. Attachment and abhorrence are attributes of the mind. The mind is never yours. You are intelligent itself, free from conflict, changes, go about happily. Realizing the self in all and all in self, free from egoism, free from sense of mind, be happy. You are indeed that is which the universe manifests self like waves on the ocean. O you intelligent, be you free from the fever of mind. Having faith, my son, have faith. Never confuse yourself in this. You are knowledge itself. You are the Lord. You are the self. You are beyond the nature. The body composed of ingredients of nature comes, stays, and goes. The self neither comes nor goes. Why then you mourn for it? Let the body latch at the end of kalpa. Let it go even today. When there is any increase, when is there any increase or decrease in you who are pure intelligence? In you or the infinite ocean, let the waves of universe rise and fall according to their own nature. That means no gain or loss to you, my child. You are pure intelligence itself. This universe is nothing different from you. Therefore, how and where can you have the idea of acceptance and rejection? From where will there be a birth, action, and even egoism for you who have one immutable, calm, stainless, and pure consciousness? You alone appears as whatever you pursue. Do bracelet, armlets, and anklets appear different from the gold? Completely give up such distinctions. I am he, I am not this. Consider all this as self and be desireless and happy. It is through ignorance alone that universe exists. In reality, you are one. There is no individual self or supreme self other than you. One who knows for certain that this universe is but an illusion and a nothing becomes desireless and pure intelligence and finds peace as if nothing exists. In the ocean of the world, only one was is as will be. You have neither bondage nor liberation. Live contented and be happily. O pure intelligence, do not be disturbed your mind with affirmations and negations. Be calm and abide happily in your own self, which is bliss itself. Completely give up even contemplation and hold nothing in your mind. You are verily the self free. What we will do by thinking? Ashtavakra Gita chapter 16. Ashtavakra said, my child, you may often speak upon various scriptures or hear them, but cannot be established in the self unless you forgets all. O wise, you may enjoy or work or practice mental concentration, but your mind will still yearn for your own true nature, which is beyond all objects, in which all desires are extinguished. All you are unhappy because they exert themselves, but none know this. The blessed one attains emancipation through these instructions alone. Happiness belongs to the master idlers, to whom even the closing and opening of the eyelids is an affiliation and none else. When the mind is free from such pairs of opposite as this to be done, this not to be done, it becomes indifferent to religious merits, worldly prosperity, sensual enjoyment, and liberations. One who abhors sense objects becomes non-attached, one who quotes them becomes attached to them. But he who does not accept or reject is neither attached nor unattached. As long, as long as desire continues, which is the root of state of indiscrimination, there will invariably be the sense of attachment and aversion, which is the branch and shoot of the tree of samsara. Activity begets attachment and abstention from its aversion. The man of wisdom is free from the pair of opposite like a child. Indeed, he lives on like a child. One who is attracted to the world wants to renounce it or order to avoid sorrow, but one without attachment is free from sorrow and does not feel miserable even in this world. He who has an egoistic feeling even towards liberation, consider even the body as his own, is neither jnani or yogi. He only suffers misery. Let even Hari Hara and the lotus born Brahma be your instructor. But unless you forget all, you cannot be established in the self. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 16. Ashtavakra said, he has gained the fruit of knowledge and as well as practice of yoga, who contented and with purified senses ever enjoys being alone. Oh, the knower of truth is never miserable in the world, for the whole universe is filled by himself alone. No sense object can ever please him who delights in the self, even as the leaves of the neem tree do not please an elephant who delights in salaki leaves. Rare in the world is he on whose impressions are not left of things which he has experienced, or does not desire things which are not yet to be experienced. Those desires of worldly enjoyment and those desires of liberation both are found in the world. But rare indeed is the great souled one who is not desirous of either enjoyment or liberation. Rare is the broad minded person who has neither attraction for nor aversion to dharma, artha, kama, moksha, as well as the life and death. The man of knowledge does not feel any desire for the dissolution of universe or aversion to its existence. The blessed one therefore lives happily, or whatever substance comes as a matter of course. Being fooled by the knowledge of the self and with his mind absorbed and contented, the wise one lives happily in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, and eating. There is no attachment aversion in one whom the ocean of the world has dried up. His look is vacant, and his action is purposeless, and his senses inoperative. The wise one neither keeps wake or nor sleep. He neither open or closes his eyes. Oh, the liberated soul anywhere enjoys the supreme condition. The liberated soul one is always found abiding in the self and is pure in heart. He lives free from all desires under all conditions. Seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, talking, speaking, walking, the great soul one free from all efforts and non-efforts is barely emancipated. The liberated one neither slanders nor praises, he neither rejoices nor is angry, he neither gives or takes, he is free from attachment to all objects. The great soul one is not perturbed and remains self-poised at sight of woman full of love as well as approaching death. He is indeed liberated. The steady one who sees the same everywhere sees no difference between happiness and misery, man and woman, prosperity and adversity. It is the one whose worldly life is exhausted or has transcended the limitations of human nature. There is neither compassion nor any desire to harm, neither humility or insolence, neither wonder nor mental disturbances. The liberated one neither abhors the object of senses nor craves for them. Even with the detached mind, he experiences them as they come. The wise one of the vacant mind knows not conflict of contemplations, non-contemplations, good and evil. He abides at his were in a state of absoluteness, devoid of feeling of I and mine, knowing for certain that nothing is, and with all his inner desires set at rest, the man of knowledge does not act, even he may be acting. An indescribable state is attained by those wise whose mind is melted away, its function has ceased to operate, and who is free from delusion, dreaming, and dullness. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 18. Ashtavakra said, Salutation to which the bliss itself by nature, calmness and effulgence with the dawn of the knowledge of which all delusion becomes like dream. One gets plenty of enjoyment by acquiring all kind of worldly objects. Surely one cannot be happy without renouncing all. The universe is but a state of consciousness. In reality, it is nothing. The existent, the non-existent do not lose their inherent nature. The self, which is absolutely effortless, immutable, spotless, is neither far away nor limited. It is rarely ever attained. Those whose vision is unveiled as soon as false illusion ceases and the self is realized live with their sorrow dispelled. Knowing all as a mere imagination and the self as free and eternal, does the wise one act ignorantly like child? Know for certain that oneself is Brahman and that existence and non-existence figments. What does one who is free from desires know, say or do? Such, such thoughts as it is in this indeed am I and as this I am not are annihilated by the yogis who become silent by knowing for certain all as the self. The yogis who have attained tranquility and has no distraction or no concentration, no increase in knowledge, no ignorance, neither pleasure nor pain. In heaven or in beggary, in gain or loss, in society or solitude, there is no difference to the unconditioned yogi. Where is dharma, where is artha, where is kama, and where discrimination for yogis who has transcended such dull notions as this to be done and this not to be done? The yogi who is liberated by living have neither any duty nor attachment at heart. His actions pertaining to the present life only being merely the effects of his past karma. Where is delusion? Where is universe? Where is renunciation? Moreover, where is liberation for the great soul one who rests beyond the world of desires? He who sees the universe may try to deny it. What the desireless to do, he sees not even though he sees. He who has seen the Supreme Brahma meditates, I am Brahma. But what does he who has transcended all thoughts think when he sees no second? He indeed controls himself who sees distraction in himself. But the great one who is not distracted have nothing to accomplish. What does he do? The man of knowledge, though living like an ordinary man, is contrary to him. He sees neither concentration nor distraction nor defilement of his own. He who is beyond existence, non-existence, who is wise, satisfied, free from desire, does nothing, even he may be acting in the eyes of the world. The wise one who lives happily on doing what comes to him to be done does not feel eagerness either in activity or in inactivity. Blown by the wheels of samskaras, the desireless, independent, free from liberated persons moves like a dry leaf. There is no joy nor sorrow for one who has transcended the worldly existence. Ever with the serene mind, he lives like one without a body. The wise man who delights in the self and whose mind is calm and pure has no desire to renounce anything whatsoever, nor does he feel any loss anywhere. Naturally, of a vacant mind and doing whatsoever comes of it itself, the wise one, unlike an ordinary man, is not affected by honor and dishonor. One who acts in conformity with such thoughts as this is done by the body and not by me, the pure self, such a one, even though acting, does not act. The Jivan Mukta acts like one who does not say that he is acting so, but he is not. Therefore, a fool, even though in this world, is very happy and blessed. The wise who is weary of diverse reasoning attains repose, neither thinks nor knows nor hears nor sees. As the one who has no distraction and does not practice meditation, he is neither an aspirant for liberation nor is in bondage, having known this universe to be a figment. Even though he sees it, he exists as Brahma itself. He who has egoism in his acts, even though he does not act. Surely the wise one who is free from egoism does not act, even though he acts. The mind of liberated one is neither troubled nor peace. It is actionless, motionless, desireless, and free from doubts. The mind of the liberated one does not exert itself to be either meditative or active, but it becomes meditative or active without any motive. A dull-witted person becomes bewildered on hearing the real truth, but some sharp-witted man withdraws within himself like dull person. The ignorant constantly practice concentration and control of the while the wise abides in real safe like a person in deep sleep does not find anything to be done. The ignorant person does not attain peace either by inaction or by action. The wise one becomes merely by knowing the truth. In the world who devotes themselves to be diverse practices do not know the self, which is pure, intelligent, below, perfect, beyond the universe and free from any taint. The ignorant person does not attain liberation through repeated practice of control of mind. The blessed one, though mere knowledge, becomes free and unaffected by the change. The ignorant person does not attain Brahma for he desired to become it. The wise certainly realize the nature of Supreme Brahma even without desiring to do so. Without any support and eager for the attainment of freedom, the ignorant only keep up the world. The wise cut the very root of the world, which is the source of all misery. The fool desire peace through control of the mind and do not attain it. The wise knows the truth and is ever tranquil mind. Where is self-knowledge for whose knowledge depends on the object? The wise does not see but see the immutable self. Where is control of mind for deluded one who strives for it? It is indeed always natural with the wise who delights in the self. Some thinks the existence is and other that nothing is really one who thinks neither and nor is the calm. Those of dull intellect think that the Atma is pure and one without second, but though delusion they do not eat and are unhappy as long as they live. The intellect of one who longs for liberation cannot function without depending on the object, but the intellect of the liberated one is indeed ever independent and free from desires. Seeing those tigers, the sense object, the frightened one seeking refuge, at once enters the cave of the attainment for control and concentration. Seeing the desireless lion, man, those elephants whose sense objects quietly take to the hills and, if unable to run away, serve him like flatterers. He who is free from doubts and has his mind identified with the self does not resort to practice of controls as a means to liberation. Seeing, hearing, touching, and eating, he lives happily, established in pure knowledge, and calm by their hearing of the real, the wise who does not see what is proper in proper action and even inaction. The wise who does freely whatever comes to be done and whatever good or evil for his action are like those of the child. Though freedom one attains to happiness, though freedom to the highest, through freedom to the tranquility and through freedom to the supreme state. All these modifications of minds are destroyed when a man realizes that he himself is neither doer nor the enjoyer. The wise who are free from the conduct of the wise one, which is unrestricted by motive, shines being free from pretense, but not the affected calmness of the deluded person whose mind is attached. The wise who are free from mental projections, unbound and unfettered intellect, sometimes sport in the midst of great enjoyment and sometimes retires into the mountain of caves. No desire whatsoever spring in the hearts of the wise one who is ordinary man versed in sacred learning, a god, a holy place, or seeing women, or a king, or a beloved one. The yogi is not at all perturbed, even when ridiculed or despised by his servants, sons, wives, daughters, and son and other relations. Though pleased, he is not pleased, though pain, he is not suffered any pain. Only those who are like him understand his wonderful state. The sense of a duty indeed is the world of the relativity. It is transcended by those wise one who realize himself the all-pervasive, formless, immutable, and untainted. One of the dull intellect, even without doing anything, is ever agitated by distraction. But the skillful one, even doing his duty, is rarely unperturbed. With perfect equanimity, even in practical life, the wise one sits happily, sleeps happily, moves happily, speaks happily, eats happily. Whoever by virtue of realization of his own self do not feel distress even in practical life like ordinary people, and remain unagitated like a vast lake with all his sorrow gone. He shines. With the deluded, even in inaction becomes action, and with the wise, even action results in fruits of inaction. The deluded one often shows aversion to his possession. Where is the attachment? Where is aversion for him who loves for the body has vanquished? The consciousness of the deluded one is always attached to thinking and non thinking. But the consciousness of the wise, though attended with the thinking, the thinkable is of the nature of unconsciousness. The wise one who has no motive in all his actions, who moves like a child, is pure and has no attachment even to the work that is being done by him. Blessed indeed is that knower of the self who has transcended the mind and who, even though seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, and eating is the same under all conditions. Where is the world? Where its appearance? Where is the end? Where are the means? For the wise who is ever changeless like a firmament. Glorious is he who, free from all desires, who is perfect, embodied of bliss, which is his own nature, and who spontaneously absorbed in unconditional self. In short, the great soul one who has realized the truth is free from desire of enjoyment, liberation, and devoid of all attachment in all times and all places. What remains is to be done by one who is pure consciousness. He has renounced phenomenal existence which beings with Mahat and is manifested through mere name. The pure one, for a certain that his universe is the product of illusion and that nothing exists. The imperceptible self is revealed to him and he naturally enjoys peace. Rule of content, dispensation, renunciation, restraint of the senses. What all are these to one who is by the nature of pure effulgence, who does not pursue any objective reality? There is bondage or liberation, joy or sorrow for whom who shine as an infinite and does not pursue relative existence. Only the illusion of the world prevails. The reality of the world vanishes with the knowledge of the self. The wise who lives without the feeling of I-ness and myness and attachment. To the wise one who perceives the self as imperishable, free from grief. Where is knowledge and where is universe? Where is the feeling of I am the body, body is mine? No sooner does the man of dull intellect give up such practices of mind control than he becomes a prey to his desire and fancies. Even hearing the truth, the man of dull intellect does not give up his delusion, though through suppression he appears devoid of mental activity. A craving for sense objects lurks within him. He whose work has ceased with the dawn of knowledge does not find an opportunity to do say nothing, even though in ordinary people's eyes he is doing work. For a wise who is ever immutable and fearless, and where is there darkness, where light, where moreover is there any loss, there is nothing whatsoever. Where is patience? What is discrimination? And where even in fearless for the yogis who is impersonal and indescribable by nature. There is no heaven, there is no hell, there is not even liberation in life. In short, nothing exists in yogi consciousness. The wise neither longs for gain nor grieves for at non-attainment. His cool mind is well filled with nectar. The desireless one neither praises the calm nor blames even the wicked. Contented and same in the happiness and misery, he finds nothing to be done. This wise one neither abhors birth nor wishes to perceive the self. Free from joy and sorrow, is neither dead nor alive. Glorious is the life of the one who is free from expectation, free from attachment for children, wife, and others, free from desire for object of senses, free from the care of even of his own body. Contentment even dwells in the heart of one who lives on whatever happens to come to him, and who wanders about at pleasure, resting whatever he is, wherever he is when the sun sets. Reposing on the foundation of his own being and completely transcending birth and rebirth, the great soul does not care whether his body dies or born. Blessed is the one who stands alone, who is attached to nothing, who is without any possession, who moves freely and at pleasure, who is free from the pair of opposites whose dots have been raised to asunder. Glorious is the wise who is devoid of the feeling of mind. To her, a stone or gold all are the same. The knots of earth have been dressed to asunder, and who has been purged of rajas and tamas. Who is there to stand comparison with the liberated soul who has no desire whatsoever at the heart, who is contented with indifferent to everything? Who but the desireless one who not through knowing sees not so seeing and speaks not through speaking. But he is a mendicant or a king, he who excels is who is unattached and whose views of things have been freed from the sense of good and evil. Where is wantonness? Where is restraint? Where is determination of truth for the yogis whose life object has been fulfilled and is embodied of guiltless sincerity? He and to whom can be described what is experienced within by whom is desireless, whose sorrows is destroyed and who is content with repose in the self. Not sleep when is sleeping soundly, not lying down when is and even when dreaming, and not awake even in the wake state, such as the wise one who is contented under all conditions. The man of knowledge is devoid of thought, even he is engaged in thought, is devoid of sense organs, even though he has them, is devoid of intelligence, even though endowed with it, and is devoid of sense ego, even though he possessed it. The man of knowledge is neither happy nor miserable, nor attached nor unattached, neither liberated nor aspirant for liberation. He is neither this or nor that. The blessed one who is distracted even in distraction is not meditative in meditation, is not dull even in state of dullness, is not learned even though he is learning. The liberated one who abides in the self under all condition, who is free from the idea of action and duty, and who is same everywhere, does not owning to desirelessness, reflect upon what he has done and what he has not done. Praise the wise one who does not feel pleased and blamed. He does not feel annoyed. He neither rejoices in life nor fears death. The tranquil minded one seeks neither the crowded place nor the wilderness. He remains the same under any condition, in any place. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 19. Janaka said, I have extracted from the inmost recess of my heart the throne of different opinions using the pincer of knowledge of the truth. Where is dharma? Where is karma? Where is artha? Where too is the discrimination? Where is duality? And where even in the non-duality in me who abides in my own glory? Where is past? Where is future? Where even is the present? Where is space? Where even is eternity for me abides in my own glory? Where is the self? Where is non-self? Where is likewise a good, evil? Where is anxiety, non-anxiety for me abides in my own glory? Where is dreaming? Where is deep sleep? Where is wakefulness? Where is fourth state? Where is fear? Who abides in my own glory? Where is distance? Where is proximity? Where is exterior? Where is interior? Where is grossness? And where is subtlety for me? Abides in my own glory. Where is life, death? Where are the worlds? Where are the worldly relations? Where is the lapse? And where is the concentration for me who abides in my own glory? To talk about the three ends of life is needless. To talk about yoga is purposeless, and even to talk about wisdom is irrelevant for me who repose in the self. Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 20. Janaka said, where are the elements? Where is the body? Where are the organs? Where is the mind? Where is void? Where too is the despair for me who am taintless by nature? Where are the scriptures? Where is the knowledge of the self? Where is the mind not attached to sense object? Where is contentment? Where is desireless for me, who am devoid of sense of duality? Where is knowledge? Where is ignorance? Where I am? Where is this? Where is mine? Where is bondage? Where is liberation? Where is an attribute to the nature of myself? Where are prarabdha karma? Where are liberation in life? Even liberation and death for me, even the ever undifferentiated. Where is the doer or enjoyer? Where is cessation of thought, rising of thought? Where is direct knowledge or reflected knowledge for word impersonal? Where is the world? Where is the aspirant for liberation? Where is the contemplative man and where is the man of knowledge? Where is the soul in bondage? Where is the liberated soul from non-devil by nature? Where are creation and destruction? Where is the end? Where are the winds? Where are the seeker and success for me abiding in my dual nature? Where is the owner, means of knowledge, object of knowledge, and knowledge itself? Where is anything and where is nothing for me? I am ever pure. Where is distraction? Where is concentration? Where is knowledge? Where is delusion? Where is joy? Where is sorrow? Who am ever actionless? Where is relativity? Where is transcendence? Where is happiness or misery? For me, whoever beyond any discursive thought. Where is illusion? Where is the world? Where is attachment or detachment? Where is Jiva or Brahma for me, who am ever pure? Where is inactivity? Where is activity? Where is liberation and bondage for me, who am ever immutable and indivisible and established in the self? Where are the instructions and scriptural injunction? Where is disciple? Where is the perspective? And where indeed is the object of life for me, with absolute good and free from limitation? Where is existence? Where is non existence? Where is unity? Where is duality? What need is there to say more? Nothing emanates from me. This ends the Ashtavakra Gita. Kindly read it and elevate yourself to supreme consciousness. Thank you, Hare Krishna.